Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're an older gentleman who feels like you're fading into the background of the dating scene, this episode is exactly what you need. Today we'll explore 7 masculine habits that women find truly irresistible, and every habit is firmly rooted in the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy. The purpose here isn't to hand you a collection of cheap tricks. Instead, we'll show you how to become the kind of man whose presence feels steady, magnetic, and deeply appealing. Whether you live in New York, Toronto, Los Angeles, or any major city across the United States, Canada, or other developed markets. By the end of this video, you'll walk away with concrete daily practices, a clear mental framework, and a roadmap for continuous growth that will keep you attractive for the long haul. If you find value, please hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss our future Stoic dating guides. Let's dive in. Calm, unshakable confidence. Confidence is the foundation of masculine attraction. But the version we're talking about isn't loud or arrogant, it's calm confidence. When you step into a room with relaxed shoulders, a measured pace, and a voice that carries a steady cadence, you communicate emotional stability. Women are wired to seek partners who appear secure because stability translates to safety. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by any external thing, it is not the thing itself that troubles you, but your judgment about it." In practice, this means training yourself to pause before reacting, evaluate the situation, and respond deliberately. A simple daily ritual to embed this habit is box breathing. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 2, exhale for 6. Perform 3 cycles before any social interaction. The result is a quieter nervous system, a steadier voice, and confidence that feels natural rather than forced. Active. Empathetic listening. Listening is more than merely hearing words, it's about empathetic presence. When a woman shares a story or opinion, give her your full attention. Lean in just enough to show engagement. Mirror her subtle gestures and offer brief verbal affirmations such as, "I see," or "That's fascinating." After she finishes, summarize what you heard in your own words before adding your perspective. This simple act triggers the release of oxytocin, the bonding hormone, in both of you, creating a feeling of safety and intimacy that leaps far beyond any rehearsed line. Epictetus taught, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we may listen twice as much as we speak." Adopt the pause and reflect habit. After she finishes a sentence, wait a breath, then paraphrase. It signals respect, deepens connection, and automatically makes you stand out from the crowd of men who are simply waiting to talk. Genuine, kind-hearted humor. Humor is a social adhesive, but the key is to keep it situational and kind-hearted. Spot a quirky detail in the environment, a strange mural, an odd street sign, a playful barista, and make a light comment about it. Laughter activates the brain's reward pathways, flooding both parties with endorphins that associate pleasure with your presence. Seneca reminded us, "A joyous heart makes any task worthwhile." By allowing yourself to see the lighter side of life and sharing that view, you demonstrate emotional flexibility, a trait that suggests you can navigate life's ups and downs with grace. Avoid jokes that target or belittle. Instead, aim for observations that invite a shared smile. Purpose-driven ambition. Women are attracted to men who have direction. When you talk about your projects, passions, or long-term vision, do so with authentic enthusiasm. Whether you're building a community garden, developing a tech startup, or training for a marathon, the spark in your voice signals that you are purpose-driven. The Stoic concept of eudaimonia, flourishing through virtuous activity, mirrors this perfectly. Align your daily actions with a higher purpose, and you radiate a quiet determination that is immensely magnetic. In conversation, weave brief anecdotes about what excites you, and let the listener feel the momentum behind your goals. That energy is contagious and pulls people into your orbit. Authentic vulnerability. Vulnerability often feels counterintuitive for a man who wants to appear strong, but true masculinity includes the capacity to acknowledge imperfections. Share a recent setback, a missed deadline, a failed pitch, or a moment when you felt out of depth. Explain how you processed the disappointment, what you learned, and the concrete steps you're taking to improve. Stoic practice begins with honest self-reflection. By exposing your growth areas, you demonstrate resilience and humility, a blend that women find both safe and exciting. This openness invites reciprocity, allowing the other person to share her own challenges, which deepens the emotional bond. Thoughtful, respectful touch. Physical presence, expressed through considerate touch, can seal an emotional connection. A gentle brush of the hand when guiding her to a seat, a light tap on the forearm during a shared laugh, or a brief, sincere hug when parting. All of these gestures release dopamine, reinforcing the bond you've been building verbally. The Stoic ideal of living in harmony with others finds a tangible expression in respectful physical contact. Always read body language, proceed slowly, and ensure the touch feels natural within the flow of conversation. When done correctly, touch becomes a silent affirmation of interest and care. Relentless personal growth, the final habit ties everything together. Continuous self-improvement. An attractive older man is someone who never stops learning, refining, and evolving. The Stoics recommended a nightly reflection journal. After each day, write down 3 observations, something that went well, a moment where you could have listened better, and 1 concrete adjustment for tomorrow. This habit sharpens social instincts, deepens self-awareness, and signals to the people around you that you are committed to becoming the best version of yourself. Over weeks and months, the compound effect of this practice makes you increasingly magnetic. Not because you're trying harder, but because you are growing. To recap, the 7 masculine habits that make women find older men irresistible are calm, unshakable confidence, active empathetic listening, genuine, kind-hearted humor, purpose-driven ambition, authentic vulnerability, thoughtful, respectful touch, and relentless personal growth. When you integrate these habits into your daily life, you stop chasing validation and start embodying a presence that naturally draws women in. It's not a quick fix, it's a lifestyle upgrade that aligns mind, heart, and action. If you're ready to start applying these habits, pick one today. Perhaps the breathing exercise for calm confidence or the nightly reflection journal for growth, and commit to it for a week. Notice the subtle shifts in how women respond, and then layer on the next habit. As we explore these 7 habits, it's essential to remember that they're not just about attracting women, they're about becoming the best version of yourself. When you focus on personal growth, self-improvement, and living in alignment with your values, you'll find that the right people are naturally drawn to you. Let's dive deeper into each of these habits and explore how you can start implementing them in your daily life. First, let's talk about calm, unshakable confidence. This isn't about being arrogant or cocky, it's about being secure in yourself and your abilities. When you have confidence, you're more likely to take risks, speak up, and assert yourself in a way that's respectful and attractive to others. One way to build confidence is to focus on your strengths and accomplishments. Make a list of things you're good at and things you've achieved, and remind yourself of them often. You can also practice positive self-talk, focusing on affirmations that build you up rather than tear you down. Another way to build confidence is to take care of your physical health. Exercise regularly, eat a healthy diet, and get enough sleep. When you feel good physically, you're more likely to feel good mentally and emotionally, which can give you a confidence boost. Now, let's talk about active, empathetic listening. This is about being fully present and engaged when you're interacting with someone else. It's about listening not just to their words, but to their tone, their body language, and their emotions. When you listen actively and empathetically, you're showing the other person that you care about them and value their thoughts and feelings. This can help build trust and rapport, which are essential for any successful relationship. One way to practice active, empathetic listening is to focus on the other person's perspective. Try to see things from their point of view and ask questions to clarify their thoughts and feelings. You can also practice reflective listening, where you repeat back what you've heard the other person say in your own words. Genuine, kind-hearted humor is another essential habit for building attraction. When you can make someone laugh, you're creating a positive association with yourself and building a connection that can last a lifetime. One way to develop your sense of humor is to find the humor in everyday situations. Look for the irony, the absurdity, or the humor in a difficult situation and share it with others. You can also practice telling stories or jokes that are lighthearted and playful, rather than mean-spirited or off-putting. Purpose-driven ambition is another key habit for building attraction. When you have a sense of purpose and direction, you're more likely to be motivated, focused, and driven. This can be attractive to others, who may be drawn to your passion and energy. One way to develop your sense of purpose is to explore your values and passions. What do you stand for? What do you care about? What do you want to achieve in your life? When you have a clear sense of purpose, you're more likely to be motivated and directed, which can be attractive to others. Authentic vulnerability is another essential habit for building attraction. When you're willing to be vulnerable and open with others, you're showing them that you trust them and value their opinion. This can help build intimacy and connection, which are essential for any successful relationship. One way to practice authentic vulnerability is to share your fears, doubts, and insecurities with others. This can be scary, but it can also be liberating and attractive to others. You can also practice being open and honest about your feelings and emotions, rather than trying to hide or suppress them. Thoughtful, respectful touch is another key habit for building attraction. When you touch someone in a way that's respectful and considerate, you're showing them that you care about them and value their physical presence. One way to practice thoughtful, respectful touch is to pay attention to the other person's body language and boundaries. If they're not comfortable with physical touch, respect their wishes and find other ways to connect. You can also practice touching in a way that's gentle and considerate, rather than rough or aggressive. Finally, let's talk about relentless personal growth. When you're committed to growing and improving yourself, you're more likely to be attractive to others. This is because you're showing them that you're motivated, focused, and directed, which can be appealing and attractive. One way to practice relentless personal growth is to set goals for yourself and work towards achieving them. This can help you stay motivated and focused, and can also help you build confidence and self-esteem. You can also practice learning new skills and taking on new challenges, which can help you stay engaged and motivated. In conclusion, these 7 habits are essential for building attraction and creating a fulfilling relationship. By focusing on calm, unshakable confidence, active, empathetic listening, genuine, kind-hearted humor, purpose-driven ambition, authentic vulnerability, thoughtful, respectful touch, and relentless personal growth, you can become a more attractive and appealing person to others. Remember, attraction is not just about physical appearance or external characteristics. It's about who you are as a person and how you show up in the world. By focusing on personal growth, self-improvement, and living in alignment with your values, you can become a more attractive and appealing person to others. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.